Well, first of all, thank you for checking this out. This is an attempt to just be a 101 video on how to get and use the Zelda Randomizer. And there's other things out there about this, but I just thought this might be a little more helpful for somebody getting their feet under them. So this is the website for actually getting the Zelda Randomizer. You can just search Zelda Randomizer. This is what the page should look like. Fred put this up, download it here, all that fun stuff. But the other thing you should really get when you get the randomizer is this program called ZHelper, and I'll be showing that off in just a moment. But this is the ZHelper website, questwizard.net/ZHelper. It has the download, of course, and it has information, change logs, all that stuff. But you can already start to see what this is going to be for. This is going to let us track the overworld, which is a very useful thing to do. So the next step, I'm going to bring up here the actual randomizer itself. So you get the randomizer, you install it, and by the way, I am presuming that you already know how to get Zelda onto your computer, and we're going to leave it at that. What should you actually do over here? There's all kinds of options, and your first bet might even be to just read through all of these and see which ones you want to do on your first playthrough. I would not particularly recommend changing the start screen or shuffling the wood sword on your first playthrough. That's something you probably want to get a good feel of the randomizer for before you're ready to take that on. But you have various options here under the shops. Various options, of course, under dungeon items. Which, of course, if this box is unchecked, means that the Silver Arrow's red ring can be anywhere else. And they've done a very good job with the randomizer of putting descriptions on all these options, so you're going to have a pretty good idea of what you're looking at. You have various preset options over here. This is what I would recommend as a good, fun way to start. Take the insanity flags, but turn off changing start screen, and turn off shuffling the wood sword cave. This is going to mean that, among other things, get right here, this important items drop means that you might have the magic sword drop, you might have the red ring drop from a world map enemy. I know that sounds really easy, but it's not necessarily a guarantee. You're still going to get a lot of crazy stuff going on. But you'll have randomized boss HP, your overworld monsters will be shuffled. You might go on the first screen and see Lionel's. Not the very first screen you start on, I'm saying the first screen you go to, but that's beside the point. Ganon will be shuffled, he won't be in his usual place. Zelda won't be in her usual place. All kinds of crazy things will go on with this, and I think it gives you the best flavor of the randomizer, yet because items drop, this will be a faster seed. This can easily take a half hour off the amount of time it might take you to play a Zelda Randomizer, just because you're not blocked looking for an item in a dungeon that might be behind the ladder, might be behind a Goma, any crazy thing like that. It can drop on the world map. So I'm going to do a new seed, and I'm going to go ahead and generate. And my seed has been generated. And I'm going to get this loaded here. Alright, so you hear the familiar music in the background, which means I do have this seed open, and I will bring it up in just a moment. The next thing I want to show, however, is the ZHelper. So I've enlarged this window a bit more than I normally would. The ZHelper is for tracking basically everything, but in particular, I use it for the overworld. Now, of course, I'll be starting here on the basic screen, and I suppose the easiest way to do this is I'll play through a few screens just to show what I might want to track. So let me bring the game up. And the other thing that I need to do is show off the randomizer as well. So now I'm going to bring this down to size. It's going to overlap the game when I do this, but I think that will be okay for showing off what it can do, I don't want to make it too small. So I start the game, and because I turned off the shuffle, here's my wood sword cave. Now you notice there's extra candles. That means whenever I go to a heart container, where it says to choose one between the heart container and the potion, there'll now also be an option for the flag. So I've got those guys on the first screen, which is not quite what I want to fight. This is much better. Now, obviously, these things have a lot of hit points. So instead of this being a shop like it is in the normal, it's a money-making game. And I'd like to see them drop something just so I can show that aspect off. They're being uncooperative, and I'm not really trying that hard, so looks like I'll be taking a death. But that's okay. So what I learned is that with the money-making game, there's nothing on this screen that I want to do. So selecting it from ZHelper, I'm going to right-click, and that puts an X over it. And now I know for the entire rest of this game, I don't need whatever's in that place. What's in that place? I don't know. I won't remember 5 minutes from now. But it won't matter either, because I just need to know that it's not something I need to go back to. So I'm going to go into 2 more caves just to show this off a little bit, and then that's going to be it for a very basic introduction to the Zelda Randomizer. So this is a guy who would actually take my money, but I don't have any for him to take. Alright, there's a good example of important items dropping. The bait just dropped. So anything that you would normally find in a dungeon or a major item, like the power bracelet, anything of those nature can drop from enemies. There's more to it than that, but again, I want to keep this simple for a little 101. And then this would be the normal level 3 location, and as you can see, it's a shop which will sell the blue candle, a key, and the shield. And the prices are randomized in this case. They don't have to be with the randomizer. There's a lot you can either do or not do. But if you want a basic introduction to the randomizer, going back to my options, again, I recommend going with Insanity and then turn off the wood cave, the wood sword cave, and turn off the shuffle of the start screen. That way you know where you're starting from and you can start to explore the world map. Meanwhile, the other thing that I would have marked here is by right-clicking, I advance the tracker until I get to the blue candle, because I will need the blue candle to open this place, this place, this place, over here, over here, over here, over here. You see there's all kinds of these locations across the map where you either want to open by bomb or by candle. So until you have a candle, it's a good idea to mark where it is, but that's getting a little off topic. That's just a very basic introduction to how to use the randomizer once you get it and how to start playing the game with it. Recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Come check us out on Twitch or the Z1 Discord, and have a great day.